In a fiery and emotionally charged segment that has since gone viral, Fox Sports host Joy Taylor delivered one of the most passionate defenses of a quarterback we've seen on national television in years. The quarterback in question? None other than Dak Prescott, the long-criticized, oft-doubted leader of the Dallas Cowboys. The topic? The unrelenting and, as Taylor called it, disgraceful disrespect that Prescott continues to endure from NFL analysts, media members, and even Cowboys fans themselves. In the world of professional sports, criticism is part of the game. But according to Taylor, and many would argue she's absolutely right, Dak Prescott's treatment goes far beyond the realm of fair analysis. It's personal, it's repetitive, and it's becoming, in her words, an embarrassment for those who claim to understand football. Let's break down what happened, what Taylor said, why it's lighting up social media, and why this moment could mark a turning point not only for Dak Prescott's perception in the public eye, but also for how quarterbacks are judged in the NFL. It all began during a segment on FS1 Speak, when the topic shifted to the Cowboys and their expectations heading into the 2025 season. As usual, Dak's name was brought up with skepticism, something that's become a media ritual every offseason, every loss, and every moment where the Cowboys fall short of the Super Bowl. But this time, Joy Taylor wasn't having it. She interrupted the segment, raised her voice, and launched into what many are now calling a mic-drop moment of truth. "I'm sick of it," Taylor began. "I'm sick of the disrespect. You all act like Dak Prescott hasn't done a damn thing in this league, like he hasn't carried the Dallas Cowboys through chaos, injuries, coaching changes, and media firestorms year after year." Her words were sharp. Her tone was unwavering. And her point? Absolutely clear. Dak Prescott deserves respect. Taylor didn't just defend Prescott with emotion, she backed it up with cold, hard facts. Since entering the NFL in 2016, Dak ranks among the top quarterbacks in wins, touchdown passes, completion percentage, and passer rating. He's led the Cowboys to multiple playoff appearances, weathered the storm of a devastating ankle injury, and returned to form without missing a beat. And yet, the narrative refuses to evolve. "He's held to a different standard," Taylor said. "A double standard. We've got quarterbacks in this league who've accomplished far less and get twice the praise. But because he plays for the Dallas Cowboys, the microscope is bigger, the criticism is louder, and the forgiveness is non-existent." At this point in the broadcast, you could feel the shift. This wasn't just sports commentary. This was a reckoning. Taylor's monologue continued, and it resonated. She challenged the NFL community to take a long, hard look at itself. "We keep moving the goalposts for Dak," she said. "Win the division okay, but now win in the playoffs. Win a playoff game great, but now it has to be a Super Bowl. Throw for 4,500 yards fine, but do it without an interception. It's never enough." She then turned her attention to the Cowboys organization and fan base itself. "You want a leader? That's Dak. You want someone who takes responsibility? That's Dak. You want someone who never blames teammates, never makes excuses, and still shows up with his head held high? That's Dak." And then came her most memorable quote, one that now headlines sports pages and social media feeds across the country. "The NFL's treatment of Dak Prescott is a disgrace. Full stop." With those words, Taylor ignited a firestorm. Cowboys fans applauded her bravery. NFL Twitter lit up with reactions. And even former players and analysts began chiming in. Former Cowboys wide receiver Dez Bryant tweeted, "Joy Taylor said what we've all been thinking for years. Dak's been THAT dude." NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharper reposted the segment and added, "Finally someone said it." But not everyone agreed. Critics argued that the criticism of Prescott is justified after all. The Cowboys have yet to make it past the divisional round during his tenure. They say his stats are inflated, his playoff performances underwhelming, and that until he hoists a Lombardi trophy, the scrutiny is warranted. Taylor addressed that too. Winning a Super Bowl is not the only metric of greatness, she fired back. Dan Marino never won one. Neither did Jim Kelly. Are they suddenly not legends? Context matters. Circumstances matter. Football is the ultimate team sport. And therein lies the heart of her argument. Prescott has been the constant anchor through years of instability. He's played under 3 different head coaches. He's seen his offensive line decimated by injuries. He's lost top-tier receivers and running backs. And still, every year, the Cowboys remain relevant, competitive, and playoff-bound. Much of that is because of Doc. But Taylor's commentary wasn't just about one player. It was about the larger cultural problem in the NFL, the way quarterbacks are evaluated based on narratives, not nuance. How media personalities craft stories based on emotion rather than execution. And how fans are often fed a version of reality that favors flash over fact. In defending Dak Prescott, Joy Taylor exposed a bigger truth, that the NFL media landscape too often sacrifices integrity for outrage. And that Prescott, one of the league's most respected, professional, and statistically elite quarterbacks, is being sacrificed on that altar more than most. In the days since Taylor's comments, the conversation has only grown. ESPN, NFL Network, CBS Sports, all the major outlets have picked it up. Shows are devoting full segments to whether Taylor is right. Players are reposting clips. Fans are debating in comment sections and sports bars. And quietly, Dak Prescott himself has remained silent. But that's his way. He lets others talk. He just gets back to work. And that's exactly what he's doing right now, preparing for the 2025 season, where expectations in Dallas are sky-high yet again. The Cowboys have retooled. They've drafted smartly. They've added defensive reinforcements. And they're healthy. Prescott knows what's on the line. He knows another playoff exit will lead to another round of media attacks. He knows that his contract, his legacy, and his future in Dallas are always under a microscope. But if there's one thing he's proven time and time again, it's this. You can question his stats. You can question his throws. But you can't question his heart. Dak Prescott has earned the right to be respected, not just for what he's done, but for how he's done it. And thanks to Joy Taylor, that conversation is finally being had in the open. As we head into the 2025 season, one thing is now certain: the spotlight on Dak Prescott has never been brighter. But maybe, just maybe, that spotlight will now come with the respect he's long deserved. Because if Joy Taylor's words have shown us anything, it's that sometimes it takes one voice to start a movement. And in defending Dak, she might have just changed the way we talk about quarterbacks forever. Stay tuned. Subscribe now. And buckle up, because this season in Dallas is going to be one for the history books.